There's a new analysis published in the journal Nature Genetics involving more than 14.5 million twin pairs from 39 countries, and it indicates that in the nature versus nurture debate, the two are basically tied. So here's what they say, quote, "For the analysis, scientists surveyed 2,748 twin studies published between 1958 and 2012 and looked at more than 17,000 traits. The studies compared variation in identical twins who share all of their genes to differences between fraternal twins who share half. The research investigated both physical traits like weight, height, and metabolism, and psychological traits such as temperament, personality, intelligence, and the likelihood of suffering from anxiety or depression. The researchers found that across all traits, the average heritability, the amount of variation attributable to genetic differences, was 49%. Environmental factors accounted for the other 51%. Some traits turned out to be more heritable than others." So, this is an argument that we've been making for a long time. I was saying this before I saw the results of this study or any other studies like it. I always found it weird when people made the nature-nurture argument or debate, when they had that debate, because it seems fairly obvious that, well, it depends what issue we're talking about, what aspect of life we're talking about. And to a layman's eye, like myself, I look at it and I think, well, in some cases it's pure nature at work. In some cases it's pure nurture at work. And in some cases, probably most cases, it's a mix of both. So it's not this all or nothing mentality. It's not this on or off mentality. And oftentimes what we have is liberals are usually more in the camp of nurture, how more aspects of who you are and what you go through are attributable to the environment you were raised in. And the idea is, well, if you fix that environment, you fix the people. So that's more the camp that they're in. And conservatives are always more in that nature camp, except on the issue of gay rights, which is hilarious because they think gays are choosing. But on virtually every other issue, they think, no, this is who you are. It's basically you're in your DNA or your genetics. You are who you are. So this is why they're more likely to view, oh, poor people are just inferior. They're just genetically inferior. They don't want to work as hard. And that's just how they are. And, you know, we shouldn't reward them or give them a safety net for their own personal failings. So that's the way they look at it. And again, I've always been in the middle where I think some things are nature, some things are nurture, most things are probably a mix of both. And just to give a few examples here, and some of these are outlined in the article, something that's nature, that's purely nature, something like your height, you know, that's kind of already pre-programmed into you. Certain kinds of diseases, same thing. Sexuality is a big one where you can't choose who you're attracted to or what you're attracted to. You're just attracted to certain things in a mate. That's pure nature. And then some things, you know, some like psychological traits. Some people have just a lower happiness average than other people. Their point of homeostasis is lower than somebody else, and other people's have it higher. That's another thing that's nature. And when you talk about nurture, something that's purely in the camp of nurture, like how successful you are, how much money you make, how you do in an economy, right? What kind of a house you have, shit like that. That more comes from nurture and your environment and what happened around you and who you spoke to and who taught you and all different factors as you grew up. That's nurture. Cultural norms are nurture. What kind of clothes do you wear? What kind of music do you listen to? Your favorite hobbies, nurture. Did you play baseball as a kid or golf? Okay, that's probably why you like that one more than that one. So it's a mixed bag, and I think it makes sense for people to discuss it like that from now on, as opposed to having these on or off debates where it's either nature or nurture. Answer is it's both.